What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull List, and before you get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull List, and we've got, surprise,
Oh my.
a Marvel Solicitations video. That's right, we haven't done one of these in a minute. And we're kicking off 2023 with not January, but February. X-Men become Immoral, and the Black Panther fights Namor in Marvel's February Solicitations. Now, I doubt we talk about Namor because we're not really interested in that book. Usually what we do in these videos is we talk about the books that we're most looking forward to in the Marvel Solicitations. So don't hold us to that. Don't hold us to the Namor thing. But yeah, here we go. Let's talk about some books that we're interested in February 2023's Marvel Solicitations. All right, first up, we have Immoral X-Men issue number 1 from Karen Gillan, and this is I think there's 3 different books that are coming out in the Sins of Sinister that are kind of like tie-ins, if you will. And this is the first one.
This is the first one, and this is technically taking the place of Immortal X-Men. So as a matter of fact, because this runs through, I believe, April, we have no idea if technically Immortal might be over by this point. It seems like that title might be I think it's probably going to be done afterwards. This is just going to be the way it kind of fizzles out with a name change for the event.
Right, and so if we look at what we're going to see, a consistent theme in these new tie-ins for the X-Men books is, well, just these 3 titles essentially are that we're jumping, I believe, 10 years into the timeline. You know, and we're dealing with Sinister. We're dealing with whatever shenanigans he's been up to. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping this is the Karen Gillan event that we were promised, if you will.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Karen Gillan, but I'm not holding my breath.
Right.
I know it's one of the biggest X-Men tropes, so I should be used to the time travel, Elseworlds, Age of Apocalypse, you know, chasing after that success since the 90s. We had a couple years without it, and I just was like, man, this is great, and then now we're back.
Yep, so, for sure. Well, let's see how it goes. We got Emma Frost doing some not so nice things to Mr. Sinister. All right, keeping in line with the Sins of Sinister tie-ins, we have Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants, issue number 1, and it's done by Al Ewing. And we'll have to wait and see again where we're jumping 10 years into the timeline. It looks like Mars no longer exists, but still, I'm very intrigued because Al Ewing is just killing it with his X-Men runs.
Yeah. Again, probably wouldn't have picked this one up personally. I just would have stayed on the main Sinister stuff, but said Al Ewing, so okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got some pretty heavy hitters writing these books, so it's going to be really hard to not pick them up, even though we're suspect when it comes to Marvel events, right?
Right. I'm also really intrigued by the story of this one. So, of course, this is our 10-year jump. In this 10-year jump, Mars has been destroyed. And the in our continuity, recently founded New Brotherhood is now a 10-year-old organization with Storm at the helm. And anytime you put Storm in a featuring role, I'm there. So, mix that with Al Ewing and... Damn it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it sounds pretty badass. All right, next up, the last of the 3 tie-ins to Sins of Sinister, and that's Nightcrawlers, issue number 1 from Cy Spurrier. Now, the synopsis of this book has me intrigued. What doesn't have me intrigued is the last two books, X books that we've written or we've read from Cy Spurrier. We've had such high hopes for his X-Line books, and they've just been meh. I wouldn't say horrible. They're not bad, but they're just they're thick. They're thick and meta to the point where like I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Right. I can go ahead and say now that this is going to be a post-release day pickup for me. If I do, I'm gonna have to wait till Comic Book Herald tells us how important it is to the tie-ins. If he says it's very important, then I'll bite the bullet and go get it. But there's just not enough here for me to bite on this one.
I'm in the same boat, but like the synopsis is Sinister has created these monsters that have bits of Nightcrawler in them. So we're finally getting into that idea of chimeras, right? But we're using the base of Nightcrawler, and then we're mixing in other mutants. So it sounds interesting, but I've been burned by Cy Spurrier so many times within the X line. I'm right there with you. I'm going to wait for Comic Book Herald to say, this is the best Marvel X-Men book since blah, blah, blah. You know, that's what I'm going to wait for.
Before we move on from these three, I just want to point out, too, that I'm super stoked that we've got Paco Medina doing the art for all three books.
That's pretty crazy.
So the flow is going to feel really nice. They're going to feel very, very much part of the same world with having the same artist working on all of them.
I like that, man. That's one thing that we scream about is consistency. So that's pretty nice. Hey, I'm interrupting the video because I have something important to tell you. I know you know about our sub giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. This one right here. I know you know about that one because we talk about it all the time. But did you know we're giving away a slab at 750 subscribers? That's right. We're giving away this second printing of Silver Surfer Black issue number 1 with Null on the cover when we hit 750 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. Let's get back to the video. All right, next up we have the Dark Web finale or Omega book. Now, like, obviously we haven't, we're just about to start it as of recording this video. We're getting into the prologue, or not the prequel, right? What am I trying to say?
Yeah, same
prologue of the Dark Web event. I've committed to doing just the event outside of Golden Goblin and Amazing Spider-Man. I think that's where I'm leaving it. But if this cover is any indication to how the event's going to be, I'm actually quite intrigued. I kind of have high hopes hesitantly for this event. I hope it's fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put out there right now that I predict that the X-Men's involvement is a total red herring on covers. I bet that they're probably not involved hardly at all.
Judgment Day kind of involvement.
Yeah, for sure. And this is probably splitting hairs, but it's my show and I can do what I want. Fuck this Omega and finale bullshit. just make it number 8 or number 7 or whatever.
Right.
Just, like, stop this, because honestly, it is so unfriendly for newer people to comics that just don't know that they need to look for that.
Right.
And that could be a really intricate part of the story that they're missing, and I just can't possibly fathom how they think calling this finale instead of just the last issue of numbering helps in sales. Like that, it really baffles me.
It doesn't.
Surely there's some smart 23-year-old accounting dude that has a reason why it works, but I don't agree with it.
Marvel, come onto the show and explain to us.
Explain yourself.
Explain it. Just explain it. Like, just let's have an open dialogue, right? Anyway, also, I really dig this cover a lot. Like, this cover is really cool. So,
I mean, but is it as good as the Momoko cover?
Of course it's not. Like, nothing can beat this cover, obviously, but I'm just saying, for a regular cover A, that's pretty cool.
It is. It's very nice.
All right, next up, we have Betsy Bratta, Captain Britain, issue number 1 from Teenie Howard. She's back, but we don't know in what capacity I read, reading the description, I'm like, so is this an X book? Is this just a regular old Marvel book? Is it a little bit of both? Kind of feels like that. It's kind of like, hey, shit's going on in Krakoa, so I'm just going to do my own thing. And yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
I was interested at first because this doesn't have any X-line headings or trade
Right.
dress whatsoever.
Mhm.
But I went ahead and looked back at all the other X books that we have, and they don't have that either. So it looks like maybe that just hasn't been added.
Mm.
Because honestly, they're putting the X trade dress on the Deadpool book. They sure as hell better be putting it on this book. But
Remains
yeah,
to be seen.
I think that this is going to be very, very, very out of the loop on mutants. It's just going to be a book that just happens to have mutants in it, but has nothing to do with Krakoa.
And I'm totally fine with that. Here's my only gripe is if this thing, because it's not solicited this way, right? But if this thing is like, well, only 5 issues, and then we're gonna start something, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just give us a consistent book, right? Don't do this whole like, oh, it's an ongoing and 3 issues in. Oh, by the way, it's ending on issue 5. Like,
Right.
let's
Again,
have a good
there's
story.
no reason why this is not Knights of X issue number 6.
Right, or Excalibur.
Or well, yeah. Right? I just don't like. I don't know.
Yep, it
Silly.
baffles the mind.
It's silly.
Marvel, come on. we officially challenge you. Come to the show, please. Next up, we have Peach Momoko's Demon Wars Down in Flames issue number 1, really issue number 3 in the Demon Wars list, from Peach Momoko. This book is fantastic. The last issue, Shield of Justice, was really, really good. Obviously, Peach is doing the interiors, she's doing the coloring, she's doing the writing. You know, and it looks like we're dealing with the Phoenix and Magic now, like her interpretations of those characters.
Right.
I'm all in, man. Demon War, the Momoko Marvelverse Momokoverse is just amazing, and I'm ready for it to be adapted in animation. I think that'd be so cool. But I don't care if I have to wait for it. I am here for it all day.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know that there's anything I can add just because it's that good.
It's that good. If you're not picking it up, you dum dum. All right, next up we have Silver Surfer Ghostlight, issue number 1. This is a new little mini series coming out dealing with Silver Surfer and this new character, Ghostlight. So, or maybe not. I don't know if it's a new. I think it's a new character.
So it says that they plan to introduce a new Marvel superhero over 50 years in the making. I don't know what that means. Maybe this is just some like weird reference from the Silver Age that they're pulling out and expanding on and just making it kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's Surfer, so I'm buying it.
Yeah. No. I'm down.
Me.
Yeah, I'm in the kind of in the same boat, but also I'm intrigued by, you know, if we get a Silver Surfer mini, obviously that's something that we're both interested in. And if you're up to, you know, collecting potential keys, I think this is one to put on the list too. You know, if you're hyping it up as this new character that's been built up for 50 years, I definitely think you're going to want to put this in your pool, just as even if you're not going to read it, just because it's got that key aspect to it.
No doubt.
All right, next up we have Avengers 65, and we're just inching closer to the end of Jason Aaron's run. But this is dealing with the actual character that was initially announced and kind of previewed in Jason Aaron's free comic book day of Avengers, and that is Avenger Prime. So I think we're gonna finally figure out who this person is, if not already. So there's a key there in that aspect, but mainly I'm seeing it through, you know, because I want to collect them all. You know, got to catch them all. So, but there is that key aspect of Avenger Prime being in the book. So if you're interested in something like that, this might be a book to definitely pick up. Next up, we have Scarlet Witch issue number 2. The first issue obviously came out, actually, I think this past month. I don't remember. Maybe it's January. But this has some intrigue. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. It's going to be a game time decision because I need to read the first issue. But there is a lot of hype behind this book because Scarlet Witch is she's back. She's dealing with some shit, you know, and whenever it's Scarlet Witch, you have to think that she's going to be dealing with some pretty big concepts within the Marvel comic book universe. So I'm just kind of putting the book on notice that I may potentially pick it up. It's dependent on how issue 1 goes. It's going to be a game time decision on that one. But I am a little intrigued, just a tiny bit, because of what Wanda was able to do with the mutants and kind of bypassing Cerebro and getting us back to some mutants that weren't necessarily being able to be picked up.
I agree. And as far as creative teams go, this has got a really a really good creative team. Steve Orlando
Mm-hmm.
writing, Sarah Pacelli doing the art, and even Russell Dauterman's doing the covers. I really like his covers, so
Yeah.
I don't know. This one I might have to go ahead and jump on this one.
So Steve Orlando is slowly becoming one of my favorite new writers at Marvel. I mean, he's been killing it on Marauders, just going ham, you know, doing his best Donny Cates impression without the daddy issues. It's fucking cool. So definitely keep an eye out. So we've got Fantastic Four, issue number 4, and we are finally getting a resolve to the big mystery that has been building up ever since issue number 1. You know, we both said that we're going to give it to the end of the arc, and I would assume this is kind of like the end of the arc, if not the penultimate issue to the arc.
Right.
I just don't know. I don't know if we're going to be here for it or not.
Well,
we're going to be here for this.
After we had issue 1, I told you that you should expect to wait till at least issue 5, and it looks like issue 4 is where we're going to get what really happened back in New York. So I think we'll both be on by this point too, even if issues 2 and 3 are kind of meh. But I would say this is probably the make or break issue for both of us.
I would agree. Totally agree. All right, next up we have Invincible Iron Man issue number 3 from Gary Jerry, and it really does appear that we're just kind of backtracking everything we did in Jed MacKay's Iron Man. I don't know if I'm going to be on at this point at issue 3. Issue 1's really going to have to blow my socks off, and it's even still a game time decision for me for Iron Man issue number 1 from Gary Jerry, but I don't know. I feel like Jed MacKay's standard of Iron Man was the bar was set so high with him that I don't know if I can go back. Cantwell, sorry. I'm sorry, Cantwell.
Yep.
I just don't know if I can go back to generic weapons dealing Iron Man. You know, like I know that's really stupid to say, and that probably makes me sound like a non like, well, you're not Iron Man. Like, that's okay. But
we can move on from the status quo for a little bit, for more than just one run, right?
I agree. I agree. This cover's weird too. I don't like it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Do not like this cover.
All right, we got the last fall sunrise Doctor Strange. Really, we know we're gonna pick these up no matter what, but this cover is fire. It's fire. That's all I want to say.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. Oh,
that's what I like about it.
Is he doing his hands like this?
Yeah, but
different hands.
Yeah, dude, like it's trippy as fuck, my guy.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's all I gotta say. We're picking up this book. If you're not, do it. Do it now. Silly. Picking up Deadpool. This book, we've only gotten the first issue, but man, is it balls to the wall crazy. We got I can't remember the name of the writer. Alyssa Wong. Alyssa Wong seems to be, as of issue 1, killing it. So I am on it. It's a silly goose time. If you're not picking up Deadpool, you're missing out.
Yep, and Martin Cuculo is doing the art, and it's fantastic.
Mwah. Very good. All right, next up we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number...
Well, it's 19 and 20 are both coming out this month.
19 and 20, but what's crazy about this issue is apparently it's ending. Who are the artists? The artists are pretty big and heavy on this book, on this issue.
Terry Dodson is the
Terry
artist.
Dodson.
Yeah, on issues 19 and 20. So issues 19 and 20 are a 2-part guest creators issues. So Joe Kelly will be writing, Terry Dodson on the art. So we're doing I think these are the issues right after Dark Web is officially over, and so this was probably an attempt to let Zeb Wells and whoever his ongoing artist is after the Dark Web event kind of get caught up, get reset, so that they could have a month off. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I think getting Terry Dodson on an interiors cover for Spider-Man is definitely appealing. And it looks like this is all about Spidey and Black Cat together, which I'm for. So I'm actually really looking forward to this little arc here.
I can only see potentially one problem with this, is that we're gonna get spoiled with Dodson on the art, and then whenever we get Romita Jr. back on, we'll be like, the fuck. So
yes, but you're right. But we are in November. We're gonna see him again until at least March. So
it's not long. It needs to be longer. Next up, we have X-Men issue number 19 from Gary Jerry, and we are actually dealing with the Brood problem that has actually started in our Captain Marvel run. So we're getting a little bit of a crossover here, an unintentional, or not unintentional, but not really made a big deal crossover event between X-Men and Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, and I'm here for it.
Yep. I don't understand how I keep getting drawn back into this book, but you put Brood on there and I'm in, and then Stefano Casilli's doing the art. I'm just like, all right. And I actually, you should pull up that variant cover too. It's an homage to, I can't remember, issue 10 something. It's a pretty popular issue, but and that's a Terry Dodson homage cover, so it's pretty badass variant right there.
Hope that's not incentive because I want it. Speaking of the Brood, we've got Captain Marvel. I don't remember the issue number because I clicked on the cover.
46.
46. We're still dealing with the Brood, and I, again, very intrigued. It was very fun reading that first issue, getting us into it. I really dig this whole like crossover without really being this giant event. You know, I think this is how we should do it more often, rather than like, get ready for this summer where Captain Marvel and the X-Men are fighting the Brood. You know, like, let's just let it happen.
Yeah, let natural synchronization between this living happen without shining a spotlight and doing tie-ins. And just
forcing tie-ins, yes.
And you know what was cool is we've started this issue with the Captain Marvel plot started with Psylocke and Wolverine joining the team. She went to Krakoa and was like, yo, Brood, I need help. And they were like, yo, let's go. So... I'm really looking forward to this whole. Give me all the Brood, all the space fighting.
All right, next up we have X-Force issue number 37, and finally, we will be finding out who is the man behind the mask of the I forget the name of the group that's been we've been dealing with since issue 1 of X-Force, which actually was quite intriguing. We're finally getting that resolve now. What I like about this, obviously outside of the whole resolve, is Deadpool's still on the cover, so Deadpool's still part of the team, which makes me still intrigued with X-Force. The minute he leaves the team, I'm out.
Yeah. I love how what to me is a very flagrant misstep or mistake is literally what they're using to promote this book, and that is we're finally going to get an answer to something that was posited to us 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This is coming out in 2023. 4 years ago. And you're like, oh, shit, you're right. Okay, issue 37 will give you a little more insight. This is a great example of why I just couldn't do this book.
Yeah, and I think it's also, like, I think what we're seeing is, like, hey, we need to wrap all these storylines up because we're getting ready to end the Age of Krakoa. Like, and hopefully I'm wrong, but that kind of feels like what we're doing.
I am even more convinced as these solicitations come out that the fall of X does not mean the fall of Xavier. It does mean fall of Krakoa.
God damn it. Well, no free comic book day.
It's true.
Kind of. Next up, we have She-Hulk issue number 10. And, you know, as of the most recent issue that I've read, which essentially showed us two scientists who felt like she was not, or they were deserving more of Hulk powers than She-Hulk. That sounds eerily similar to the show, which I'm okay with. We find, you know, something happens big in issue 9. I think I have an idea of what happens. And this issue apparently is the straw that breaks the camel's back, or She-Hulk's back. And I think I know what's about to happen. But nonetheless, I have to put this on the solicitation show because I love this goddamn book. And Marvel, make it an ongoing already. Give Rambo the due. Let's go. Let's just make it an ongoing, please. And these covers, fantastic.
Yeah, Jim Bartel is dope.
Next up, we have Moon Knight issue number 20, and it seems like shit is going down hardcore with the vampires to the point where it may potentially have some involvement with Blade. Yes. Potentially. You know, sure. we said it in previous reviews of this current Moon Knight run. Moon Knight does vampires better than Blade, and that's a problem. Well, I mean, I don't care, but I'm sure that's a problem for most like Blade fans. So let's right the ship, huh? All right, next up we have Thor issue number 31. And we got Nick Klein back on the book. Tone Rumbeck is writing it with Donny Cates show notes, and you know, Thor is trying to figure out who's fucking with Valhalla. Who is taking everybody out of Valhalla. I will say this. Donnie tweeted, actually today, the recording of this video, that he is finally starting to settle down. And it looks like he's been working behind the scenes with Marvel and the editorial team to get back on track. That's got me excited. That's got me real excited.
Yeah, me too. So, you know, it'll be a little bit probably before we see books that he's written back out again. If I had to guess, I would probably say we won't see the books until May. June.
Yeah, I was gonna say May.
But I don't know. I think overall, Marvel has done a pretty damn good job of filling in for their number one guy being out.
Yeah.
And that just kind of goes to show you, like, when you give people like Grunbeck and Otley a chance to kind of do their thing, it works. They're good creators. Also, there's for any Beta Ray Bill fans out there, there's a very nice homage to Thor. What is it, 337? His origin. So, damn it.
Yeah, I also like
that better not be an incentive.
Also like these covers too that show like the different variations of Thor. Yeah, these are great too. Speaking of Ryan Otley, we've got Hulk issue number 12. And it would appear that our Hulk has become king of the Hulk planet. But we know in the solicitations that Titan, the aforementioned Titan version of Hulk, is coming. And you know, again, silly goose time. Obviously, Otley is at the wheel right now writing so that, you know, Donnie can get back to doing good things. And I'm here for it. So I'm going to support the book so we can see our main guy back on it. You know, I know that this storyline's, it's silly, but it's fun too. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. All right, next up we have Strange Academy issue number 5. And it looks like we're finally going to get, you know, the clash between the two forces from the school, from Strange Academy. I think this is going to be a wicked good time, dude. This book has still, even though it's taken a massive hiatus and is back, and we still have Scotty Young and remind me the name of the artist.
Humberto Ramos.
Humberto Ramos. Like, you know, we have never done a like comic of the year or like our favorite. I think we need to do our favorite comics from like 2021 to 2023. Once 2023 is over, and we'll just like, this is it, and this one would definitely be in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah, I actually am really hoping that we're not getting bullshit, and this, you know, they say this is the final battle for the soul of Marvel, blah blah blah. Sure, that's overly dramatic, but I'm not a big fan of them two fighting.
Right.
I much like them getting along. So, well,
yeah, it's the friends thing.
Right, but all right, we did the friends to enemies, and now let's go back to friends again. Like, I don't.
You want to see them together.
It's a good story. It's great art. I love it, and I'm never gonna. But I just personally, it's causing me too much anxiety. I'd rather have other.
It's definitely a Ross and Rachel situation for sure.
I'm not old. I didn't watch Friends.
Whatever. Next up, we have Daredevil issue number 8, and the war has begun between the hand and the fist. Love this cover. I'm ready, dude. I you know, we've kind of where we're currently at in our reading list. It's starting to ramp up, and this I feel like is almost the beginning of the end, essentially, for this massive climax. And if this cover isn't any indication of what's about to happen, I'm down for it.
Yep, this is a evergreen book. There's no way we're dropping this one.
No way. No way, dude. Except we have Alien number 6, and this cover actually has me very intrigued, but I'm not reading this, so what do you think?
Sensual aliens? I don't know about that. I'm a little thrown off. So we actually got a glimpse of this pseudo alien human hybrid looking thing in the first volume of Philip Kennedy Johnson's run, and it was literally just sort of seen in this like odd premonition vision thing that our main character was having, and then never seen or spoken about again. So I am super excited to see that pop up here and see if we can't get a little bit more understanding of what's going on there.
All right.
if you're a horror fan or an Alien fan, and even the slightest bit, there's no reason to not read this book. It is phenomenal.
Say it every time it comes up. So, all right. Next up, we have Star Wars: The High Republic, issue number 5. I mean, we've been having a really good time with this. We're only on issue number 2 currently, so I can't see why we wouldn't be reading this to issue 5.
Yeah, no, I will definitely be on it till issue 5, no matter what. And this is officially starting the Battle of Jedha, as they say, which has been used as a marketing event for this entire phase 2 of the High Republic, which includes like the audiobooks and books and everything else. And so this big Battle of Jedha is supposed to be the first climax. So I'm really looking forward to our perspective from it, at least in the comics.
I'm here. All right, now we're kind of getting into the hardcovers and collected editions, just the noteworthy little things. And we've got Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk right here. I don't know if this is the omnibus or if this is just the hard. Okay, so this is the omnibus. I would highly recommend it. It's actually a really good series. Maybe the ending didn't land as well as we wanted it to, but overall, very fun way of interpretation of this character. Super cool. So if you're, if you missed out on it, or you feel like you want to collect it so you don't have to go through your floppies, highly recommend picking this up.
Yeah, and I would actually go so far as to shit, they did it. I was really intrigued by how they were going to tackle this, because there were so many loose tie-ins that had to deal with Immortal Hulk, and I'll be damned if they didn't shove every single one into this. This is a 1,600 page omnibus. I mean, just look at the previous omnibus. We're looking at 1,100 pages, 824 pages. Like, this is 1,600 pages. So this has not only Immortal Hulk 1 through 50 and 0. It has the Immortal Hulk Best Defense, Defenders, Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk, Immortal She-Hulk, King in Black Immortal Hulk, and it has all 5 issues of the Gamma Flight.
Wow.
As well as Avengers 684, which was the official first cameo appearance.
I hope I get like a lot of money for Christmas, because I'm gonna want to pick this up.
yeah, that's gonna be a big one.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our take on the Marvel solicitations for February 2023. Let us know down in the comments. Did we skip a book that you're really looking forward to? Let us know down in the comments. Like, hey, you skipped this book. Y'all are dum-dums for not reading this. And, because, there's just so many to read. But let us know. You can catch us live every Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time here on YouTube, where we review our pull list from that current week. And also you can see our pull list videos, our new comic book day videos, every Tuesday at 4:30 Central Standard Time here on YouTube. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a like, and yeah, we need all that so we can get to our sub goal of currently 750 subscribers. We're trying to get to it so we can give away a slab, and obviously we want to give away a big O slab, big old crazy book at 1,000 subscribers. So help us do that. Make sure to share this video, get it out to your friends, post it on Facebook, Twitter, if it still exists, and any other social platforms to help us grow this channel. We can't do it without you. We appreciate every single one of you that's watching this. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. As always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. Later.